8 signs a woman is sexually starved and needs more intimacy. Have you ever felt like something is missing in your life, but you just can't place your finger on it? Perhaps you've been restless, excessively emotional, and even questioning your self-worth lately. What if those feelings are associated with something deeper, like a lack of intimacy? Intimacy is not only about sex, it's about connection, validation, and feeling genuinely seen and desired. Today, we will dive into 8 signs that a woman is sex-starved and in desire of greater intimacy. These signs go beyond the physical. They manifest in your mood, your emotions, and sometimes in your regular interactions. Whether you're noticing these signs in yourself or a person you care about, understanding them is the first step toward regaining connection and fulfillment. Stay with me because you could possibly discover something about yourself that you never knew before. Number 1. You've given up on getting laid. If someone gives up on sex completely, it's not just about losing interest. It usually indicates deep-seated sentiments of dissatisfaction and hopelessness. You might find yourself justifying this dry spell by convincing yourself you don't need sex or intimacy, and even jokes about substituting it with hobbies, pets, or other diversions. The reality is that this mentality suggests a desire for connection and touch hidden under a curtain of resignation. This detachment might lead to a sensation of emotional numbness. Sexual satisfaction isn't only about physical pleasure, it's also about feeling desired and close to another person. Giving up completely might seem like a coping mechanism, but it usually worsens feelings of loneliness and a lack of self-esteem, creating a brutal cycle of avoidance and desire. Number 2, you find it difficult to fall asleep. If falling asleep feels like an uphill battle regardless of a long day, a lack of sexual fulfillment can be the cause. Sex and intimacy boost the production of oxytocin and endorphins, natural hormones that relieve stress and improve relaxation. Without these advantages, your body could struggle to release pent-up energy, making you restless at night. Sleep deprivation induced by sexual dissatisfaction can have rippling effects, affecting your mood, productivity, and general well-being. You can find yourself overthinking, turning around, and possibly feeling physically tense. While it's easy to blame your job stress or other things, the lack of intimacy may have a more severe impact than you think. Number 3, you are highly sensitive. Heightened sensitivity to jokes, comments, or perhaps casual remarks is another revealing sign. If you find yourself becoming angry about things that usually wouldn't bother you, it might be because sexual dissatisfaction has intensified your emotional responses. Intimacy typically helps regulate emotions, providing a release that soothes and strengthens the mind. Without this outlet, your feelings might feel intense and your actions might get unpredictable. It is not unusual to cry over something insignificant or feel terribly hurt by constructive criticism. The absence of sexual intimacy might make it difficult to maintain mental balance, making you more vulnerable to regular stressors. Number 4, you are really jealous. Couples holding hands, exchanging kisses, or just talking affectionately to one another might provoke feelings of jealousy. You could feel an irrational hatred toward those who show affection, even though you know they've done nothing wrong. Such a feeling comes from the desire for the connection they are showing. Jealousy in this situation is not about envy of a particular person. It's about mourning the lack of this kind of connection in your own life. Rather than fueling frustration, try to understand this jealousy as a symptom of unfulfilled desires and a reminder that intimacy is an important aspect of your emotional well-being. Number 5, low self-worth or confidence. A clue that a woman may be sexually starved might emerge in the form of a lack of self-worth or confidence. Sexual fulfillment has a key role in emotional and mental well-being, contributing to sentiments of attractiveness, connection, and confidence. Whenever a woman experiences prolonged sexual starvation, it might contribute to feelings of rejection or inadequacy, especially when intimacy is missing in a relationship. This lack of satisfaction may drive her to question her attractiveness or self-worth, resulting in diminished self-confidence. Furthermore, the lack of physical intimacy can bring about emotional detachment, leaving her feeling lonely or undervalued, which further exacerbates self-worth issues. Addressing such concerns involves open discussion, emotional backing, and efforts to regain intimacy and connection. Number 6. Indirect or vague conversation regarding sex. If a woman is sexually starving, she might start to bring up sex indirectly or in a vague way, usually testing the waters without clearly expressing her desires. She may drop clues, make funny comments about intimacy, or discuss sex in abstract ways, believing her partner would pick up on her lingering desires. Such behavior usually originates from a mix of aggravation and hesitation. She would like to address the matter, but feels worried about how her concerns will be received. Such indirect communication can also signify a deeper emotional yearning for connection and understanding, not simply physical intimacy. Understanding these hidden signs and engaging in an open, honest conversation can help fill the gap and develop a deeper connection in the relationship. Number 7. Nothing truly puts you in a good mood. If you are sexually frustrated, even your favorite pastimes could lose their charm. Despite how much you try to distract yourself with hobbies, interacting with others, or entertainment, you could find it impossible to shake off a persistent feeling of dissatisfaction. This mood slump happens because intimacy plays a key function in your emotional balance. It's not only about sex, it's about the hormonal and mental attachment that makes you feel energetic, cared for, and confident. Without that connection, everything could feel boring or missing. Number 8. You begin thinking about your exes. Dwelling on past relationships, particularly those with great sexual chemistry, is a common symptom of sexual dissatisfaction. You could romanticize these connections, concentrating entirely on the good moments and ignoring why the relationship ended. This nostalgia originates from your desire to rekindle a bond you once experienced. However, reconnecting with an ex out of dissatisfaction is usually awful. It's crucial for one to understand that these concepts are a sign of your present situation, not necessarily a desire for reliving a past relationship. Using this yearning for positive self-reflection or seeking new connections might help end this pattern.